According to the Common Sense Census, children are acquiring technology at a younger age. By age 2, 4 in 10 children have their own tablet. That's 40% of children. By age 8, nearly 1 in 4 children have their own cell phone. Over 51% of children at age 8 and younger have their own mobile device. Now, we know this because if you walk down the street, you go to a restaurant, and you see a family, it's almost as if every person in the family has some type of tablet. You even see young children in strollers holding on to mom or dad's cell phone. What does that say? That's telling us that children are part of a digital world that many of us haven't been a part of. We didn't grow up with this, but this is part of their identity. Teenagers have reported that they are on TikTok or YouTube most of the time. Like it's open in their phone or on their phone all the time. So then, so that when we have students in high school, they're walking around with a cell phone where they have access to YouTube, they have access to TikTok, Instagram, whatever social media it is, they can get access to anything quickly. Now we have artificial intelligence, and children can access knowledge at a faster rate. I mean, in the 90s, we thought having the internet was giving us knowledge fast. Now, children can get on Perplexity, Claude, ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, and knowledge is at their fingertips. Now, they can use the technology with them, or they can let it do all the work for them, which is a whole nother conversation. But what are we going to do about it as parents, as teachers? And then how do we help inform our children so they know what they're doing and when they're on these platforms? According to Pew Research, 1 in 5 kids actually are on YouTube and TikTok. Now, these are teens, and about 3 out of 10, 30% of kids are using some type of chatbot daily. So if they have a question in class and the teacher can't seem to answer it or isn't answering it fast enough, or maybe you as the parent don't want to answer or answer the question that they asked, they go and find a chatbot to answer it for them. So how do we get in front of that so we're doing or helping our children learn with it and not letting it get away from us, because it is a part of their identity now. So any child that is born or was born after November of 2022, they are part of a digital world that will always have artificial intelligence. And what I mean by AI, I mean the generative artificial intelligence that helps them create, make new things, create photos, create videos, create songs. We didn't have that. Our creativity was limited to what we were coming up with on our own. Well, maybe with the internet and YouTube, but now their creativity, I mean, the sky is the limit. But do you know what your children are doing on generative AI? Because when the internet came about and social media came about, we thought our kids were safe. And now they're online and they're chatting with people that we don't know. And now there's a generative AI and they think it's their best friend. So, what do we do to make sure that we're in front of it so that we're getting the knowledge with them and we're not letting it get away from us? The truth is, children, teens, they're just going to be better at using generative AI. But as parents, we can stay curious. We can ask them, what do they like about it? What are they using it for? And then putting it in an open space where it's okay to use it in your presence. Because if they're hiding it from you, you wonder what they're asking it, because we want them to be safe. When they go in or on the platform, that it's not a human behind it. Now, there are humans that quoted it, but it's not a real person. The other thing you may or really want to think about is having a day where there's no internet, no AI. Put the phones aside, even if it's for half a day. If you start that early, you put the phone in some basket, you go for a walk, you go for a hike. I'm an advocate for going for a bike ride and asking kids to look at the world differently. Like, what do you see? What do you notice? If you live by the ocean, walk, have conversations with them. Maybe even taking that phone and putting it down at the dinner table. Now, maybe right before, like you can say, what are 3 questions? We're all going to put it in ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. 3 questions that we can ask each other at the dinner table so that we can be engaged, and then put the phones away. Like you can use it to help support family and engagement and talking in some type of collaborative way as a family. The other thing that you can do is teach them about the outputs. Like you don't have to trust it 100%. It may give you some good information, but verify it. Ask it, is this really true? Because I can convince AI to tell me whatever I want, and then I seem brilliant. But what if it's wrong? Like, what? Not everybody is right about everything 100% of the time, and it'll give you an opinion because the coders had opinions. So think about how you are using generative AI and make it a family event. And then maybe a day or so during the week where you put them away, maybe a time frame during the day where you actually engage in conversation. I'm always up for a good board game or a puzzle because if we don't do that, it's just going to take over. And social media, again, is their identity. Generative AI, sooner or later, might even become their identity. And we don't want that to take over. Yes, it's part of their life. No, it's not going away. But what can we do as parents? If you're a teen watching this, what can you do to take a step back and allow yourself to see the world first and know that generative AI is there to support you and help you and maybe help you become more efficient, but it is not the be all end all. So tell me how you're using ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, or any other generative AI and comment. Tell me what you're thinking. Make sure you subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next video.